Your 20s are the decade where one bad money move can haunt you for years, and the worst part is, most people don't even realize they're making these mistakes until it's too late. So in this video, I'm sharing 5 of the biggest money mistakes to avoid in your 20s. These mistakes kept me broke way longer than they needed to, so stick around because mistake number 4 can save you years of stress. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Davinia and welcome to my Finance Corner. I've been working in accounting and finance for over 15 years and I've learned a lot both from my career and my own personal finance journey. So I created this channel to help you avoid the money traps and start building wealth sooner. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1, not investing sooner. I started my career in accounting and finance when I was 19 and I didn't start investing in the stock market until I was 34. So that's 15 years of compound interest and capital gains that I can never get back. And the worst thing is, even though I worked in finance, I thought investing was risky. I heard all the horror stories of the stock market going down and people losing thousands and thousands of pounds, and I thought, I don't want any part of that. And it also tapped into my scarcity mindset. I would literally say money doesn't grow on trees. Also, I didn't know how to get started. I didn't know what to invest in. I didn't know which platform to use or what account to open. I didn't have a full understanding of the stock market and how it worked. Eventually, I did start doing research, but then I spent way too long in planning mode before actually getting started. What I should have done is, once I understood the foundations, I should have started investing and learned as I went. That would have built my confidence. So if you're just getting started, here's what I suggest. Start with small amounts, even if it's just 50 or £100 a month, and learn as you go. These small habits won't make you rich overnight, but they will instill the discipline and the habit of investing from early on. Then once you understand the foundations and you start to make more money, you could just increase the amount you are investing without having to waste time learning again. Just ensure that your finances are in good standing and you have your emergency fund in place first. Mistake number 2, living above my means. Another mistake I made was living a lifestyle that I couldn't afford. And this is actually one of the top 3 biggest mistakes that I made, because as you'll see throughout the video, it led to a lot of other things. So I was essentially spending more money than I was making. Every month I would go shopping, I was booking festivals, concerts, tickets, holidays, you name it, I was doing all the things. And eventually this led to me being in debt. But the reality is that temporary high from shopping or eating dinner at Nobu or going to the hottest holiday destination was not worth the years of stress of paying off that debt. Most of it came from FOMO. I had a fear of missing out. Whatever my friends were doing, I wanted to do it too. And when you're in your 20s, FOMO feels really real. I didn't want my friends to go to the latest Drake concert and have to hear about it after the fact. No, I wanted to be there too. But here's the truth. Every time I was saying yes to something, I was saying no to my future self. What I should have done was learn to miss out and learn to say no to some things. Because the truth is, there would have always been something else. There would have always been another Drake concert, another Beyonce concert, another fashion trend to keep up with, another holiday. I wasn't really missing out. So don't waste your money on material things. Focus on building wealth from early on. Mistake number 3, relying on one source of income. For years, my only source of income was my corporate job, and that was a huge risk. One source of income means you're one paycheck away from being broke, because if you lose that income source, then it affects your financial stability. And I know this from personal experience. I've been made redundant 3 times, and each time it affected my ability to support myself. I could survive for the first 1 or 2 months, and afterwards I was stressed, wondering how I was going to pay and I had to wait until I got another job to get back to my standard of living. Also, when you work a corporate job, your income is capped because it's tied to the amount of hours that you can work. And there's only so many hours in a day. Even if you're climbing the corporate ladder, there is a ceiling to the amount of money that you can earn. Whereas if you have multiple sources of income, you have security and it will speed up your wealth building journey. What I should have done is I should have started a side hustle or started investing in assets like property, or investing in the stock market for dividend income, or looking for other passive income sources earlier. That way, if I lost my job, I could support myself and pay my bills without having to rely on another job. Wall Street Trapper always says, if you give them permission to feed you, you're giving them permission to starve you. So don't give them permission to starve you. Look for income sources outside of your corporate job from early on. Mistake number 4, not having an emergency fund. Not having an emergency fund cost me way more money than expected, and this is probably the second biggest money mistake that I made in my 20s. Without savings set aside, I had no cushion if unexpected expenses came up. If my car broke down or the boiler needed repairs, or in the case if I lost my job or was made redundant, I had no cushion, and that meant going into debt because I had to rely on credit cards or overdrafts to get by. And the worst thing is, this didn't happen purely because I was reckless. This happened because I wasn't prepared. An emergency fund is like the foundation of your finances. It's literally the first thing that you put in place when you're working to turn your finances around. It protects you if life throws you a curveball, and it also gives you peace of mind of confidence to know that you can take care of yourself. It's like an umbrella. You don't think you need it until it starts pouring down with rain, but by then it's too late to go and buy one. What I should have done is, as soon as I started earning money, I should have saved 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses and put that in a high interest savings account before I started spending my money and having fun and doing all of the things. If you take just one thing away from this video and make it this: build your emergency fund first. Save 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses before you do anything else. I actually have a video where I break down how to build your emergency fund step by step. I'll link it here somewhere. Mistake number 5, saving too much money. Now this might sound strange, but one of my mistakes was saving too much money. After clearing my debt, I became obsessed with saving. I was doing it out of fear because I had been made redundant a few times and I had been in debt. So I thought the more I save, the safer I would be. So I just focused on saving. But saving isn't a wealth building strategy. And the reality is, if you just have money sitting in a savings account, it will lose value due to inflation. And if you're just relying on savings alone, eventually your savings will run out. So what I should have done is, once I had my emergency fund in place, I should have moved on to investing in skills and things to increase my earning potential, because that's how you move from safety to building wealth. Now, there is a time and a place for savings, but it should be for something specific. So if you're saving for a property down payment, for example, then yes, savings is fine, but it shouldn't be your wealth building strategy. So here's a bonus: not prioritizing financial education. If I could go back, I would have invested in my personal financial education from early on, because if I had learned about money in my early 20s, I would have been able to avoid 90% of these mistakes. I would have known how to invest, how to manage my money, how to save strategically, and build multiple streams of income. What I should have done is started reading personal finance books from early on, following financial educators, and learning from other people's mistakes instead of my own. As Charlemagne the God always says, smart people learn from their own mistakes, wise people learn from the mistakes of others, which I guess is exactly why you're watching this video. If I had started reading books like The Millionaire Next Door or Rich Dad Poor Dad, then I would have known that money isn't just about the numbers, it's also about your mindset. And the earlier you develop the right mindset and knowledge, the easier it is to make better financial decisions. These are the mistakes that cost me years and thousands of pounds, and what I would do differently if I could start again. If you want to keep building better money habits, then check out my video on money habits that might be keeping you broke without even realizing it. Be sure to like this video if you found it helpful and picked up something that you could start today. Remember, stay rich in mindset and the money will follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.